Baraka, Israel, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all praises, glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh, may regard Yahweh rest upon you. And saying that, learn to understand what y'all worshiping. Despite of your belief or non-belief, confessions or not, at the end of the day, many die outside of their faith, many die in separation due to the fact that they lack understanding of what they worship. See, so understand and learn to understand what y'all worshiping. And saying that, what I'm getting to and what y'all need to learn and understand is that we are in the days of old, meaning that life is already written, despite it being in the present. You understand me? Because see, understand the Bible is a prophetic book. Although events have played out and it's recorded in the scriptures, however, those scriptures are prophetic events. You understand me? Life is already written. I'm gonna give you an example. Let me go to Psalms 105. Let me get Psalms 105 and 42. Psalms 105 verse 42. For he had remembered his holy promise, and Abraham his servant, and he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen, listen, and his chosen with gladness, and gave them the lands of the heathen, and they inherit the labor of the people, that they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. Meaning that throughout, when you go back into history, the children of Israel had left Egypt and went into the land of Canaan. You understand me? Yeah, he brought his four people out of Egypt. Yeah, but that's a future prophecy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, because see, understand, they never inherited that the land of Canaan due to the fact that they fell into idolization. You understand me? Let's go to Psalms. Let me get Psalms where we at? Yeah, let's go to Psalms 106 and let's get verse 34. Psalms 106 verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled amongst the heathen and learned their works and served their idols. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that they never inherit that land, although they went into that land, although he brought them up out of Egypt with gladness. Yet they never conquered the land of Canaan. They quickly went into slavery for idolization. You understand me? Let's go back to Psalms 105. Psalms 105 verse 42. For he remembered his holy promise in Abraham his servant, and he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness. And he gave them the land of the heathens, and they inherit the labor of the people, that they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. You understand me? That's a future prophecy. Let's go to Genesis, the 15th chapter. And let me start at let me get Genesis 15 and let me start at 12. Genesis chapter 15 verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and lo, a horror and great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abraham, know of certainty, listen, know of certainty that thou shalt be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and shall afflict them 400 years. Now, although they was in Egypt, but yet that's a future prophecy, although that event had taken place, or that event has been played out. You understand me? It was already written. Life was already written. You understand me? The Bible is a prophetic book. Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, so when he said a stranger in the land that is not theirs, he's not talking about Egypt, because they was enslaved in Egypt. When they went into the land in Canaan, they never conquered the land in Canaan. They quickly went into slavery. You understand me? See, so that's the future prophecy, and what he's talking about is America. You understand me? It's America. Well, Amos, let me get Amos, let me get Amos 6 and let me get verse 7. Amos chapter 6, verse 7. Therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive. See, so they were going to go captive with the first that go captive, meaning that the northern kingdom went in a different time frame period, was in BC. You understand me? Through the Syrian Empire. And the tribe of Judah went into the transatlantic slave trade in the what, 14 or 1500s AD, after Yahweh shot. See, so you had the children of Israel went into slavery in two different time frame periods. You understand me? See, so y'all really have to understand biblical scriptures. And a lot of y'all don't understand, so y'all die in separation despite the confessions, despite of y'all religious teachings. You understand me? Y'all don't know Yahweh God. Let's read that again, verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of certainty that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And what he talking about is here in America. You understand me? Even though the slave trade has started around about what? 14 or the 1500s, yet when the establishment of America and its governing system under the European Union or under the so-called white man leadership, America been running for close to 300 years now. You understand me? We've been in America for close to 300 years. You understand me? He's not talking about Egypt, because Egypt was in bondage. Y'all have to understand Egypt is symbolic. You understand me? Metaphorically talking about the physical and the religious ideology of Egypt that leads to death because it's idolization. You understand me? See, y'all really have to understand what this political game is about because it relates to the Bible. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so he was talking about America being in here for 400 years. You understand me? And we got 100 and something more years to go before the 400 years take place. For another Exodus take place, because see, understand, history repeats itself again. You understand me? Life is already written. Do you understand me? It is, it is what it is. Let me in the pocket for. Let me get in the pocket for. Let me go to Baruch. I think that's how you say it, Baruch. Let me get the second chapter, and let me get. I'm gonna go down to verse 28. Baruch, chapter 2, verse 28. As thou speakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou commanded him, write thy law before the children of Israel, saying, if you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall turn into a small number amongst the nations where I will scatter them. And today we are in that smaller number. You understand me? That's why you'll see more black on black crime. You understand me? Now understand that you have white on white crime that take place, but the media don't cover that. Why? Because it's not politically correct. You understand me? Because y'all don't understand the political game and the way how this game is played. You understand me? But you have a lot of white people too. Do you understand me? They outnumber. You have a lot of white on white crimes. You understand me? But the media don't cover that because it deals with, so now, but we getting into politics and to power and a rulership. So you have to understand the movements and understand the way this game is being played. Because the right wing, the Republican, and the Democrats, the left wing, they make America fly through bipartisan bills. You understand me? And then one party controls all level of government, so they pass their agenda, their big bill. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's go back. Baruch, chapter 2, verse 28. And thou speakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write thy law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall turn into a small number amongst the nations where I scattered them. And it is small too, due to the fact of that you have abortion. You understand me? That's heavy in the black community. Verse 30, for I knew, listen, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, Yahweh, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. Meaning that, understand that he's talking about waking up. You understand me? And a lot of Israelites, a lot of people are waking up. Not a lot, but a few are waking up, meaning that they waking up to Israel, but they don't follow Israel. So they really not waking up. They just waking up to the movement because it's popular like a cult. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand they're gonna remember their captivity. You understand me? As these events take place, some going to see and understand that these events that's committed against black people are biblically related. Because America is not racist. The Bible don't deal with skin color. The Bible deals with nations. You understand me? See, so some people going to wake up and they're going to understand and see that these agendas are against the children of Israel. See and understand that these politicians is against Yahweh God and their legislations. You understand me? They're going to understand the spiritual battle politically and religiously, economically, etc. being played. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so they're going to wake up like me. I didn't wake up to my nationality being a Hebrew Israelite. You understand me? Because see, although I grew up into Christian theology, when I grabbed the scriptures, yet through I learned Israelite from Yahweh down in Miami back in the 80s. You understand me? Back in the mid 80s, that's when I learned that I was a Hebrew Israelite, and I still had that with me, although I stayed in the Christian theology and called myself at times Christian, at times Judaism, at times Rastafarian. But when I got to New York and ran across the other brethren, that's when everything confirmed when I heard the elders. Because see, I believe we was Israel, but I didn't believe in spaceships because that was back then. You understand me? Because I was into Christian theology. I was a student of theology. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so it's waking up to your nationality, and I woke up to my nationality. You understand me? I was just enlightened to that nationality when I ran across the brother and joined the camp. Because he said, "Who are you?" I said, "Israel." I could have said Christian. I could have said Rastafarian. I could have said Jehovah's Witnesses. I told him Israel. And he said, "Come, follow me." And ever since it's been on. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so people going to wake up and understand because this is future prophecy. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And they're going to hear the truth and they're going to understand the truth. You understand me? And those are called the elect of Israel. You understand me? Going to hear, and their heart is going to follow these commandments, statutes, and ordinances, and that's Yahweh Shai. Verse 32. And they shall praise my name. They shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For shall they remember the ways of their father which sinned before the Lord. You understand me? See, so they're going to know and they're going to understand. Okay, see, so understand that the Bible is the future prophecy. You understand me? It's a prophetic book. You understand me? See, so understand life is already written. So we are in the days of old. Meaning that this world will come to a close. You understand me? Let me get Isaiah let me get 42 and 9. Isaiah 42 verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things I do declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you, meaning that before they come, he told you. He told you in the writings of Moses, told you by the prophets, and he told you by Yahweh Shai, his son. Go to Hebrews, I think Hebrews 1 and 2. At sundry time in divers past, he spoke to the fathers through the prophets. And in the latter time, spoken to us through his son. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me hold that. Let me get 1 Peter 1 and 19 right quick. First Peter chapter 1 verse 19. But with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, meaning that talking about the physical nature. You understand me? Who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world. Listen, who was verily foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifested in the last time to you. You understand me? So everything was already written long before the foundation of the world. You understand me? Let me get wait, let me get to book of Jeremiah. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Let's go to chapter 1. And let me get verse 4. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Behold, I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Meaning that he's talking about Yahweh Shai. You understand me? Because he was written in the prophet. Let's get Deuteronomy 18. Let me get Deuteronomy 18 and let me go to verse 5. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 5. For the Lord thy Yahweh hath chosen him out of all tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. And who they're talking about is Yahweh Shai, because he came out of the tribe of Judah. You understand me? Luke 2 tell you, in the city of David, the Savior is born. You understand me? Yahweh Shai came out of Judah. You understand me? So Judah is the capital of the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand me? Like Washington D.C. is the capital of America. Do you understand me? Let's go down to verse 18. And I will raise them up a prophet for amongst their brethren, like unto thee. I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. See, so he spoke to the fathers through the prophets, and now us through his son. You understand me? See, so understand, life is already written. You understand me? Hey, life is already written. It is what it is. Do you understand me? Your name is either in that book or not. Let's go to let me go to Hebrews 9? And let me get 27. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this is judgment. Meaning that it was appointed for men to die, because see, the wages of sin is death. See, this is what y'all have to understand. Death is inevitable. All that shit about you giving your life to the Lord and joining the army of the Lord when you get baptized, that ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit. That ain't nothing but a bunch of religious teachings of man. You understand me? It is what it is. Y'all like understanding of scriptures. You understand me? Because it was appointed for man to die from the beginning. Matter of fact, let's go to Genesis. Let me get Genesis, Shalaki, let me go to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. And let me get down to verse 16. Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. And as the Lord commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayst eat freely, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of. For in that day thou eatest, therefore thou shalt surely die. Meaning that in that day that he eat it, he was not going to die. He talking about in that day that they eat. In the day that their eyes was open, they was going to come to a close. You understand me? It is what it is. Okay, it was going to come to a close. See, the day that they was going to eat, as soon as his eyes was open, he was separated from Yahweh God. Death is inevitable. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so to prove that is because, see, Adam died 900 and something years later, so he didn't die right then and there. You understand me? So he was talking about future prophecy. You understand me? That when Adam's eyes was open, as soon as his eyes was open, he became separated from Yahweh God. You understand me? And death had came in through Adam. That's where we go back into Romans the 5th chapter. You understand me? Hey, Hey, it is what it is. See, so it's appointed for men to die because the wages of sins is death. See, so understand that either your name is either in that book or not, and that's what it's about. You understand me? Your name being in that book. You understand me? That's why 2 Corinthians 13:5, I believe, I'm not sure. When he said, Paul said, examine yourself, whether y'all be in the faith, because a lot of y'all are reprobates. Even though y'all may believe, although y'all may attend and act religious and cultural practices of religious belief system, yet at the end of the day, y'all exercise democracy, y'all exercise the commandments of man, the philosophy of man and its governing system, and it comes in various forms. You understand me? See, y'all really have to understand the Bible, really understand this game. You understand me? And a lot of y'all don't really understand it. You understand me? It is what it is. Your name is either in that book or not. Do you understand me? Let me get Revelations 21. Shalaki, let me get Revelations 20. And let me get verse 12. Revelations chapter 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and books, listen, and books were open, and another book, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. Meaning that he had two different books. He had the books with your works being recorded when you was born. What's that Abraham Lincoln quote? He said, it ain't the number of years that count, it's what you did in those years that count. You understand me? You can live 80 years old, but what you did in them 80 years. You can live 50, but what you did in them 50 years, that counts. You understand me? See, y'all really have to understand that life is already written. Your name is either in that book or not. You understand me? So we are going to be judged. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. Verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. See, so Yahweh God is not a racist, because every man going to get what he deserves. You understand me? Verse 13. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life, listen, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Meaning that if your name not in that book when you die, you're not getting into the kingdom. I'm sorry, that's why he say in Matthew 7, many going to say, Lord, Lord. And he going to say, I don't know you, despite of your giving, despite of your teaching, despite of that. He don't know you. You live the lifestyle of iniquity. You was in separation through idolization. But you didn't know and understand you was in separation because of the religious teachings, because of the physical nature, because this is based upon belief. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that your name is either in that book or not. You understand me? Because see, understand, Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled bigger prophecy. You understand me? Let me get Proverbs 8. And let me get 22. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old, because why? The world will come to a close. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning or ever the earth was. Meaning that before the earth was made, you were chosen. You understand me? You have to be chosen for this. John 13 and 18, when he say, I know whom I have chosen. I speak none of you all, because you have to be chosen. Because everybody don't believe because of the physical nature. You understand me? So life was already written. Your faith is already written. You understand me? That's why I go to John 6 and 64 when he say, but there are some of you who believe not. And a lot of y'all don't believe. So he said, go on to 65, he said that you cannot come unless it be put in you. Meaning that you have to be drawn, that truth has to be put in you in order for you to follow, because of the physical nature. Due to the fact that man's eyes became open and we are born in a physical nature. You understand me? When you go to Psalms 51 and 5, we were created in iniquity and in sin. You understand me? See, so understand your faith is already written. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get John 17. Let me get John 17 and 6. John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gave them me. Meaning that he was in the beginning because he called. And when he called, they answered. And once they answered, they believed. Thine they were. You understand me? Let's go to John, the first chapter. And let me get John 1. And let me get 2. Verse 2. John chapter 1, verse 2. The same was in the beginning with Yahweh. You understand me? Let's go up to 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was Elohim. And the Word was Elohim. And the same was in the beginning with El. Meaning that Yahweh Shai is prophecy because he was in the beginning. So when he's told in Luke 10, what he say, I beheld and seen Satan fall like lightning. You understand me? See, so he was in the beginning, so he already knew in the beginning who believed and who didn't believe. That's why that truth had to be put in you. You understand me? Listen to what he's saying, John 10. Let's go to the John, the 10th chapter, and let's get what did he say? Let's go John chapter 10 and verse 27. John chapter 10 verse 27. Must start 25. Verse 25. And he said, answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me, and the works are physical acts. You understand me? Natural acts. But ye believe not, because ye are not my sheep. As I say unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And my sheep will not follow no stranger. You understand me? Let's go to verse 7. Let's go up to verse 7. Then said Yahweh Shai unto them again, verily I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves, robbers, and the sheep do not hear them. You understand me? Why? Because those strangers, those thieves and robbers are religious leaders, civil rights leaders. Because they come with religious teachings and philosophical views of man. You understand me? Because church is the religious governing system of man. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so we don't hear the stranger's voice. We hear the prophecies that was written in the writings of Moses, that was spoken by the prophets, and that was spoken through the Son. And then the elect speaking it. Or the elders of Israel, the Israelites putting that truth out. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand, you have to be chosen. Let me get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to Yahweh for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because he have from the beginning, listen, he have from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification and belief of that truth. Because when they called, they answered, and then they believed. And Yahweh Shai was in the beginning, so dying they were. You understand me? Let me get Isaiah 43, and let me get 10. Isaiah 43, verse 10. Ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. Verse 12. I have declared and have said, and I have showed when there was no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, that I am Yahweh God. Because why? That truth to put in them, because when he answered, they called. Matthew, what he saying? Matthew, what? 20. What he said? Matthew, 20 and, 22. Many are called, but a few chosen, I believe. Do you understand me? See, so understand, this truth has to be put in you. Let's get Matthew 22, verse 14. For many are called, but a few are chosen. See, so a few are chosen because they heard that call and responded to that call. Paul responded to that call. Andrew, the disciples, responded to that call. Moses responded to that call. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that life is already written. Your faith is already written. We are in the days of old. You understand me? And that truth had to be put in you. Let me get one more. Let me go into the book of Ephesians, and let me get chapter 1, and let me go to verse 4. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. According as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before him in love, having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh to himself. And what he was talking about is that grace. You understand me? Because of the physical nature, the corruption of the physical nature. Y'all have to understand biblical prophecy. Y'all really have to understand Yahweh Shai. You understand me? That's what Paul tell you. Y'all have to examine yourself, because this religious teachings that y'all are into, y'all are in separation despite of. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that that faith had to be put in you. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand. Let's go back to Proverbs 8. Let me get back to Proverbs 8 and 22 right quick. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. Meaning that you have to be called for this truth. If you're not called for this truth, then you're not part of the truth. That's why he say y'all are crooks and thieves. And those strangers are religious leaders, pastors, and civil rights leaders. You understand me? See, so the elect don't follow strangers. We don't follow religious teachers. And that's what me with my camp is, that not the religious teaching, is that I don't follow. You understand me? I follow the truth, but I don't follow everything that everybody say, because I don't know whether they truly believe or not. You understand me? A lot of people like to repeat what they heard, but they lack understanding of what they heard, what they just repeat. So they are called what the scriptures call ignorant, because they lack understanding, and a lot of y'all lack understanding of what y'all worship. You understand me? Because see, understand, Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is, because see, understand, devils and edible. Let me get Psalms 143 and Psalms 143 and 5. Psalms 143 verse 5. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the works of thy hands. Why he said remember the works of old? Because all is going to come to a close. Where he told Isaiah to remember the former things. What he say, Isaiah 65, behold, he created a new heaven and a new earth. The former things will not come into mind, meaning talking about the physical nature. He's going to put an end to the physical nature. You understand me? See, so understand, Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. Your faith, life is written. You understand me? John 8 and 56, when he said, Abraham rejoiced to see my day. He saw it and he was glad. Why? Because those promises that Abraham had came to pass. You understand me? Let me go in into the Apocrypha. Let me get 2nd Ezra 6, and let me get verse 7. 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the party sunder of times, or shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob handheld the first heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. meaning Esau is the end of all physical matters, and Esau represents the physical matters of this world. You understand me? Esau physical, Jacob is spiritual. See, y'all really don't understand Abraham and the promises. Y'all don't understand biblical prophecies. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all go off and y'all die in idolization. You understand me? It is, hey, y'all die in idolization. Hey, it is what it is. Because see, that's what you have to learn and understand. Life is already written. Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that Yahweh Shai fulfill biblical prophecy. Let me go into John the 19th chapter. Let me get John 19 and 28. John chapter 19 verse 28. After this, Yahweh Shai, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scriptures might be fulfilled. Now let's go down to verse 30. When Yahweh Shai therefore had received the vinegar, he said, "It is finished." He bowed his head and gave up the ghost, meaning that he came to fulfill biblical prophecy. He came and fulfilled the promises that were established to Abraham. That's who Yahweh Shai came for. You understand me? Let me get Romans 9 and 4 right quick. Romans chapter 9 verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant and giving of the law and service of Yahweh and the promises, who are the fathers, and of as concerning the flesh Christ came. Concerning the flesh, talking about that physical covenant that was established with Abraham. You understand me? Established the physical covenant. See, so y'all really have to understand the Bible's a prophetic book. Life is already written. Your faith is already written. You understand me? It's just that y'all like understanding of what this game is about. You understand me? So y'all become enemies to Yahweh God. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Because see, understand, Yahweh Shai came and he established a divine governing system. You understand me? It is what it is. Because see, understand, Babylon is a religious governing system of man, which is composed of two systems. You have a religious system, your belief system. Biblically, it's known as the gate of gods. Today, today spiritually, it's known as religion. You understand me? And religion is broken up into multiple belief systems. You got the Abrahamic religion, Christianity, and Islam is the daughter of Judaism. You understand me? And then you got Hinduism, Buddhism, and all these other nonsense religions. You understand me? See, so y'all don't understand Yahweh Shai came and put an end to the governing system of man, and he came and established a divine governing system. That's why we are in the days of old. You understand me? Because life is already written, the end is going to take place. You understand me? And he established that governing system, so he goes back into the days of old. You understand me? And when you go back into the days of old, basically what he's talking about is that monarchy system. And Babylon is a monarchy system, meaning one man rule. Do you understand me? Now, when you go back into the Sumerian text, they're going to say that the Anunnaki left a monarchy system due to the fact of that you had an uprising in the first world through Sumerians, and that was called the Anarchy. You understand me? Because see, when Seth and Enoch, those was out in the days of the Saran. I mean, not the Saran, but Enoch was in the days of the Sumerian doctrines. And y'all have to understand that knowledge, Sumerian doctrine, spilled to the Babylonian doctrine. And Babylonian doctrine is spread throughout this globe. That's why when you go to Jeremiah 51, when he said, Babylon been the golden cup in its Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Because all the earth have drunken religiously and politically of Babylon. Because Babylon is a religious governing system of man. Do you understand me? And Yahweh Shai came in and established a divine governing system. Because see, the commandments governs the body of people, and they divine because they come directly from the house of God. That's why it's called divine governing system. Politically, it's called the commandments, and the commandments is broken up into a philosophical and a divine system. You understand me? Let me go back into the book of Hebrews. Let me get Hebrews 9, and then let me get 1. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 1. Then verily the first covenant had the ordinance of a divine service and a worldly sanctuary, because the commandments is one system that's split into two, a divine and a philosophical. I put all this throughout all my videos. I break all this down. Politically, it's called theocracy. See, so when you go to the political spectrum of the media today, when you say Donald Trump and the Republican Party, Lindsey Graham, Mike Johnson, and Liz Cheney, the Republican Party, you're talking about politically, it's known as it is called theocracy. Theocracy is a divine intervention, a clergy group of men who rule through that intervention. And all the religious, Christianity, religion, the Catholic Church controls that, because you got to go back into imperialism and colonization. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so there are a lot of things y'all really have to understand, and y'all don't learn these things into the church, because the church is not designed to teach you what you worship. Yet it keeps you in idolization, keep y'all in separation. You understand me? That's why I'm not negligent to put y'all into the things that y'all need to know and understand. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that Yahweh Shai came to establish a divine governing system. You understand me? Let me get Matthew 4, and let me get 17, and then I'm gonna go back a chapter in Matthew, and I'm gonna go to the 3rd chapter, and I'm gonna go down to verse 13. Matthew chapter 4, verse 17. From that time Yahweh Shai began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Meaning that divine governing system is at hand. Now let's go up to verse 16. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in that region, the shadows of death, light sprung up. And the shadows of death are called the philosophical governing system of man. Because see, understand, socialism, communism, bureaucracy are economic enslavement of man. See, the enslavement of Yahweh God, or religious enslavement, is what you call capitalism. See, there's freedom into capitalism. You understand me? See, so y'all like understanding of what y'all voted for. Y'all like understanding of what y'all looking at in the media. So y'all become enemies to Yahweh God, not understanding. I don't care if you were baptized or how much religious teachings that you have. Your religious teachings ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit. You understand me? Because it is a man, and man is corrupt. You understand me? See, so understand that by man being corrupt, Yahweh Shai came. Establish a divine governing system. Let's go over. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. Then cometh Yahweh Shai from Galilee to Jordan unto John, to be baptized with him. But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee. I have need to be baptized of thee, and thou come to me? And Yahweh Shai answered him and said unto him, suffer it be so, for thus becometh us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he suffered him. Now let's read that again. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, suffer it to be so, for thus it become us to fulfill all righteousness. And what he suffered, talking about a city-state governing system. You understand me? Like the Democrats, right? See, the Democrats is a regime because the Democrats believe in bureaucracy. See, bureaucracy is a city-state government control. See, bureaucracy and communism are the same agendas as state and control. Say like when they had the COVID, right, and the Democrats had all 3 levels of government. They controlled everything, and they weaponized the government to go after people with that was against vaccination and people that spoke out against that wickedness. They used the government, they used OSHA, they used the court system, they used these old Jim Crow laws. You understand me? See, y'all really have to understand the game, because see, America and this game is not about race. You understand me? But yeah, these politicians, they already know. It's just that you don't know, and therefore you lack understanding because you don't know. You exercise their agenda while you keep them in the power. You understand me? But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shai came to establish a divine governance system. You understand me? Because see, the commandments governs the body of people. Now the kingdom is composed. The kingdom is composed of the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand me? The commandments was given to them. Judah is the capital, Yahweh Shai. David is in that capital. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so when it says the kingdom of Yahweh God, he's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand me? Because the 12 tribes of Israel is the kingdom. You understand me? And that's who he coming back for. And that's who the kingdom is for. I'm going to hold that. Let me get Matthew, the 20 chapter. Let me get Matthew, the 20th chapter. Let me go down to verse 23. Matthew chapter 20, verse 23. And he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given. Listen. But it shall be given to them. Listen. But it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. Meaning that the 12 tribes of Israel is already written. You understand me? Your life is already written. Your faith is already written. When you die, you either in that book of life or not. You understand me? In order to get into that kingdom, you got to be washed in that blood. You understand me? It is what it is. You got to be washed in that blood. If not, he going to say, depart, ye that work iniquity. You understand me? See, understand, you got to be born again. Meaning that you really have to convert, not just into the water. You understand me? It's all about the belief because of the physical nature. You understand me? You hear what it is. Let's go back to Matthew 3. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. Then cometh Yahushua from Galilee to Jordan unto John to be baptized of him. But John forbade him, saying, I need to be baptized of thee, and thou come to me. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, suffer it be so now, for thus it becometh us who fulfill all righteousness. Why? Because Judah was corrupt. The Levites, they corrupted the covenant. The Levites went into idolization along with the 12 tribes of Israel. And to this day, a lot of Levites or Haitians believe in some dude named Jesus. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that through the corruption of idolization, and Judah didn't walk in the commandments of Yahweh God. Politically, they followed the Egyptians. Politically, they went against the commandments of Yahweh God. You understand me? And as a result of that, he put an end to that kingdom. You understand me? That's when you had Jonathan, whatever, I think it was the last one, that surrendered the Jerusalem over. That's when you had the start of the deportation or separation or that mass migration from out of that land. Or you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you really have to understand these things. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so he came and established a divine governance system. Let me get Isaiah 9 and 6 right quick. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. See, that government is what we know as theocracy. Politically, it's known as the kingdom. It's also known in the scriptures as the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand me? That's who the kingdom is for. That's who he coming back for. You understand me? Let me get on Revelations. I think what Revelations 20. I mean, nah. Let me get that Revelations. Yeah, let me get Revelations 21. Shalaki, let me go to Revelations 21, and let me start at verse 9. Revelations 21, verse 9. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And what he talking about is Israel, the nation of Israel. Do you understand me? And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and a high mountain, and showed me that great city, a holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven. Now, when he says descending out of heaven, religiously, y'all were taught that a city like here like that we live in, that was going to come down from heaven. I told y'all imaginations and y'all idolization is wild. You understand me? What he talking about is the commandments coming down. You understand me? Like the planet Saturn come down. Why? Because the man worshipped that planet and gave a name to that planet. You understand me? See, so when Saturday come, they come and worship that planet Saturn. You understand me? Here's what it is, instead of Yahweh God. You understand me? It is what it is. Basically, man worship creation in the beginning. See, so in the beginning, creation, in the beginning of creation, man idolized. And idolization is the beginning and the end and the cause of all things. You understand me? See, so when man's eyes became open, he was in idolization. Go call on the name in the days of Seth. What's his name? Seth. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all really have to understand some things, and y'all really don't understand a lot of these things. You understand me? Let's go back. What? Isaiah 9 and 6. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born. And what he talking about is the biblical scripture that's in the writings of Moses. You understand me? When Yahweh Shai said, John 5 and 46, if you believe Moses, you will believe me. But if you believe not the writings, how shall you believe my word? Because Moses wrote of Yahweh Shai. The prophet spoke of Yahweh Shai coming. You understand me? Because see, understand life was already written. That's why you have to be chosen. You understand me? That truth had to be put in you because of the physical nature. You understand me? And Yahweh Shai came and established a divine governance system. And he walked in a divine nature. You understand me? See, so y'all really have to understand baptism. You understand me? I do videos about this to really break everything down politically. You understand me? Because y'all have to understand politics and religion is what this game is about. Whether you want to face it or not. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You understand me? Let's go back to I'm in Isaiah. Let me go back a few chapters to 7 and 14. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 14. Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Now that sign was what? Is that covenant? Is that physical sign? You understand me? It was an astronomical sign. You understand me? But it was that physical sign as well. But y'all really have to understand biblical prophecy. You understand me? And a lot of y'all don't understand due to the fact of that unbelief of the physical nature. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go back to Revelations 21. Revelations 21, verse 9. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels which had 7 vials full of the last plague, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away to the Spirit to the great high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. And what he's not talking about Mount Sinai. It's symbolic. You understand me? It's symbolic. Let me hold that. Let me go to let me go to Micaiah chapter 4. Let me get Micaiah 4. Let me go to verse 1. Micaiah chapter 4 verse 1. But in the last day it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in top of mountains, and it shall be exalted above hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of Yahweh of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his path. For the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And what he's talking about is that divine governance system that's going to be exalted above and hills. Like in America, right? You got a federal government, you got a world government, you got a local government, you got a state government. You got different branches of government, different levels. You understand me? See, so that mountain is the governance system. That mountain is, and Daniel talks about democracy. You understand me? Why? Because, see, democracy governs your views, because it's a philosophical view. You understand me? See, so you are governed by the philosophy of man, or you are governed by the commandments of Yahweh God. There is no in between. You understand me? So Yahweh Shai came to establish a divine governance system. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Malachi. Let me get Malachi. Let me get Malachi 3 and 4. Malachi chapter 3 verse 4. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old. Listen, as in the days of old in the former years. Meaning that he's talking about that monarchy system that was established, that started with Saul and ended with Solomon. You understand me? And they have failed. Saul disobeyed, Solomon disobeyed, David disobeyed. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. So when he said in the days of old, he's talking about that monarchy system that was established, that was set up, that was established with Saul. You understand me? When they left Egypt, when they left that desert. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Hebrews, let me clarify some of that up. Let me get Hebrews 9. Shalaki, let me get Hebrews 9. Yes, Shalaki, let me get Hebrews 7 and then let me get 11. Hebrews chapter 7 verse 11. If there were perfection whereby the Leviticus priesthood, what further need was there another priest should rise out of the order of Melchizedek? For under it the people received the law. For the priesthood being changed, there made a necessity a change of the law. For when whom those things are spoken pertaining to another tribe, of which no man gave attendance at the altar. For it is evident that our Lord sprung out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spoke nothing concerning priesthood. When you go back into Deuteronomy 18 and 5, biblical prophecy in the writings of Moses. You understand me? And as it yet far more evident, for that after the similitude of Melchizedek there riseth another priest, who is made not after the law of carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. And what he's talking about is Yahweh Shai and the birth of Yahweh Shai without the law. You understand me? Let me go to Romans 3 and 21. Romans chapter 3, verse 21. But now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophet. And what he's talking about is the birth of Yahweh Shai. Because you have to go back and understand biblical prophecy and go back. Everything goes back into the Garden of Eden. I did a video about the Garden of Eden. I'm going to do another one because I didn't touch on it. I didn't get heavy into it due to the fact that I be doing videos on my lunch break. So I don't get heavy into it. That's why I break all this stuff down in every video. So when you watch my videos, you get a better understanding of what you're watching when you look at these media outlets and listen to these podcasters. You understand me? You get an idea when these agendas being passed and what time it is. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so he's talking about that monarchy system that was established. Let me finish up. Oh, where was that? Oh, I done closed it off. Let's go back. Hebrews 7 and what? 17. But I'm starting at 16. Who is made not after the law of carnal commandment, but after the power of the endless life. For he testifieth that thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. For there is verily a disannulling of the commandment going before the weakness and unprofitable thereof. Let's read that verse 18 again. For there is verily a disannulling of the commandment going before for the weakness and unprofitable thereof. And basically what he's talking about, disannulling, is talking about grace. Because disannulling means to make a void, to make void. So basically what he's talking about is through grace he made void the physical nature. That's why y'all are under grace. That's why y'all are saved by works and not, y'all are saved, or like y'all are saved by grace and not by works. See, a lot of things y'all say, but y'all don't understand what y'all saying and y'all confused. You understand me? Because of the physical nature, you have grace is being poured. You understand me? Let's get Romans, let me get Romans 7. Let me get Romans 8 and let me start at verse 3. Romans chapter 8 verse 3. For what the law could not do in that it was weak through the flesh, and that was the physical nature. Let's hold that and let's go back to the chapter in Romans. Let's go to 7 and let's go to that verse 7. Romans chapter 7 verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yahweh forbid. I had not known sin but by the law. For I had known lust, except the law said, thou shalt not covet. Why? Because the physical nature, because he made man and a woman to be fruitful and to multiply. So you got that physical nature, that sexual nature is there. So we are born in a sexual nature. We are born in iniquity and sin. Go to Psalms 51 and 5. We was created because you had to think on a physical level and you had to think about sex in order to have sex and to produce a baby. You understand me? You're not thinking about keeping the commandments and preaching or teaching while you having sex. You either or. You understand me? So you have to think into a lower nature to produce. That's why sex is wickedness. You understand me? Let's go back. Romans chapter 8 verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh but after the spirit. You understand me? See, so understand that Yahweh Shai condemned sin in the flesh by walking in the physical nature. So he put it in. He came and put it into the physical nature by walking in the divine nature. And he brought a divine governance system. See, so basically he brought obedience. So through the Holy Spirit, through Rakah Kadash, we are able to keep the commandments. We are able to follow in the footsteps of Yahweh. You understand me? So you have grace. You understand me? Let me get Zechariah 12 and 10. Zechariah chapter 12 verse 10. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and shall mourn for him as one mourning for his only son, and shall be in the bitterness of him, and one is in the bitterness of the firstborn. Meaning that Yahweh Shai is a divine governing system. So once your mind is on Yahweh Shai, your mind is on that governing system. So you're going to continuously to call on that governing system, due to the fact of that when you look outside of that system, you got the governing system of man. You got democracy, you got bureaucracy, you got communism, you got socialism. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all really have to understand the way how this game is being played. You understand me? So Yahweh Shai came to establish a divine governing system. You understand me? Go back to John 13. I already know whom I have chosen. John 6:64. There are some of y'all believe not. Because if your name is in that book or not at the end of the day, I don't care how much you done got baptized or how much knowledge that you have. At the end of the day, your name is either in that book or not. Because the sheep is going to follow Yahweh God. The sheep is going to follow Yahweh Shai. You understand me? The sheep is not going to follow strangers, religious leaders, civil rights organizational leaders. You understand me? Neighborhood leaders. No, we don't follow the physical nature. We follow that divine nature. That divine nature are the laws, the statutes, commandments, and orders. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you have to understand that. You understand me? See, so the commandments. See, so therefore the commandments is not subject. Man, the physical nature is not subject to the commandment. That's why he said, nah. You understand me? It's not sin, but if it wasn't for the law, I wouldn't knew no sin. Meaning that if the laws didn't come out, the way how we behave and the way how we act and everything that we do is wicked. But the laws wasn't in effect yet. But when the laws came in effect, you understand me? It became wicked. Now, sex is a part of life. You understand me? Because we were created in a sinful nature. He created a male and a female. He created the animals to produce and to multiply. You understand me? See, so that grace is being poured. You understand me? This anointing means to make war. You understand me? Hey, it is. Hey, it is what it is. Let's read verse Hebrews 7 and 18 again. For there is verily a disannulling of the commandment going before the weakness and uncorruptible thereof. For the law made nothing perfect, but bringing in of a better hope did, in which we have drawn nigh unto Yahweh, which is through Yahweh Shai, and through obedience we can be able to follow Yahweh God and keep his commandments and be obedient. You understand me? See, so understand that life is already written. You understand me? It is what it is. See, your faith is already written. It's the thing is whether do you believe or not. That's why Paul said, examine yourself. Learn what y'all worshiping.